Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit. Now, when somebody tells you that something's going to be in a video and it's not actually in the video, they're just straight up lying. There's nothing else to it. You can frame it however you want, but when somebody makes a video that's called My New Car, and then you click on the video and there's 20 minutes of them talking crap into their phone and doing their vlogging thing, and then, oh look, there goes a Ferrari, and they get a shot of it and then they pretend it's their new car. They're lying to you so you'll click on their video. It's as simple as that. There's nothing more to it. And the reason, Martin, I usually don't care about this because usually it's happening in the upper echelons of the YouTube celebrities, you know, all those like big time YouTubers. And so the thing that they've been doing, you know, they're all mates, they're hanging out, they're all trending on each other's ball sacks. But their thing lately has been, my first time has been their thing. So somebody comes out and it looks like, oh, they're about to talk about the first time they had sex. And it's like, my first time, and it's my first time, my first time. And then they all do it. And then they go, oh, okay guys, it's really important to me. I wanted to tell you this. It's taken a long time. I want to talk to you about the first time I ate a Mars bar.
It's like a joke.
Well, it's like a joke hidden in a lie so they can make money from the clicks that they get.
Got you. Is that what it is? Like,
no, I don't think it's even that though, because particularly some of the car channels, like those guys are just saying, oh, I race my friend's RX-7. And then actually some part of their elongated vlog, they're playing a computer game and there's an RX-7 in there. They're lying. It's a straight up lying.
I wonder if it's going to come back on people, because it is that classic boy who cried wolf. It's like, is it going to come back? Because if I see 3 videos and I click, oh, that sounds cool, click, and then you lose 20 minutes of your life and realise you didn't see anything related to what it said. The 4th time, I'll speak for myself, I'm not going to click it. Because I know that I'm not going to see what I think the video is going to be about.
Yeah, it's just
you just go, well, why bother? Because it's just going to be bullshit, basically.
See, I mean, I didn't really mind it because I'm just like, well, that's just part of the thing. That's part of what it is. And then I actually thought it is lying. It's a conscious decision to lie. And the reason that it's a conscious decision to lie to viewers is because sometimes at the start of the videos, they'll go, hey guys, so you probably noticed the thumbnail. This is not actually a video about me crashing my car, which means when they filmed the video, they knew they were going to make a fake thumbnail to make people click on it in the first place, because you can't reference your thumbnail from your video unless you already know you're going to make a fake thumbnail. The reason I was thinking about it is that a little while ago, Marty and I drove around Sydney in an MX-5 to do some talk about Sydney and talk about some silly stuff. And we got pulled over by the cops and had a very, I would consider it a robust conversation with those officers, but our cameras were rolling. So in the background, there's the police there's us, all the, not the handcuffing, but it's like we're standing in the back of the car and the cops are, oh, what's going on? Why have you got cameras? Why have you got this? But there's lights and everything on. So we could have very easily got a thumbnail of us standing next to a modified MX-5 with the lights on, arrested, ? Which is even, that's even a question, but it's like cops arrested us, or whatever. But then you've got to ask yourself, how much of a percentage of our video's content is actually made up by the thing that's in the thumbnail? So if we were pretending that's what the video is about, then you look at the video and it goes for 20 minutes and only 30 seconds is us getting pulled over by the police. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Of course, occasionally people are going to have some fun with it, and there's April Fools and there's other things, but if every single video that somebody's making is just them lying to make you click on it, respect levels go down. Regular car reviews, he says, oh look, I'm reviewing a car. He does it. He just says what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Eric the car guy, how to fix the thing. He shows you how to fix the thing. And then the other unmentionables, I raced my thing, I did this, oh no, someone's at my door. It's all, respect is below floor level for that.
Because
Welcome.
it's kind of, I guess it's kind of cheap, like that it's too easy and it requires no extra effort or art or craft, really. Because you're not actually doing the thing you said. If someone goes, race my mate's RX-7, and then there's them at a track with a mad RX-7 in their car, and they're like, I'd be like, cool, and I'd watch it.
Oh, totally.
And I'd share it.
Totally.
But if it's like, race my RX-7, and then it's like a Matchbox car, and okay, that's still, anyway, it's
not
my thing. Doesn't need to be my thing. Maybe it's your thing. Maybe you love it.
Maybe you do.
I hope not.
And I would say, tell us all about it, but we don't actually care because it's just our opinion. Welcome to the Unicorn Circuit. Of course, this is your weekly dose of Fanking car news, my car, my crap, things, and other things. And we will attempt to put, put in the thumbnail what's actually happening in the video, or at least a part of it that's actually in the video. Martin, I think we're just going to kick it into the car news. By the way, if you do want to watch that video of us driving around, we'll put a link to that as well. But don't expect it to all be some crazy police interrogation. It's a very, very small part of the video, but it will give you some mad Sydney tourist tips. for when you come to Sydney and you're looking for things to do. Rant over, I'm wasting your bandwidth. And anyone who doesn't have the NBN, who has their phone like plugged in right now, is getting charged $10 per gigabyte by Vodafone.
Come on, time for the news.
A disgrace. The news.
Now, last week in the news, I touched on the subject of Nissan's CEO, who, why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know.
I think he's an interesting dude. As we said last week, he saved Nissan essentially, which is cool. Rob, just a warning, autonomous self-driving cars. What's happened now is that this Nissan same CEO has said that autonomous driving won't kill driving pleasure. You know when you get in the car and you're going to go drive on a mad road and you're like, cool, and I've got the day and I'm going to... Wait, and you get in the car and you go down the old Pacific Highway or something in mad corners and a nice flow and it's a beautiful day and you're going places. He reckons that autonomous driving is not going to hurt that. Do you know why? He says...
I have no idea.
He says, when I'm on a busy highway, I'll switch it on, and then when I'm not, I'll switch it off. And I have to ask the question to both this guy and you, really?
I disagreed with you. Now I agree with you.
Really though?
Yes, because do you know what? You can go out, get on the cans, then get on the cans, and go, normally I wouldn't be able to drive home or whatever.
Yep.
And then get in your car and just go, take me home. It gives you choice. It gives you flexibility.
See, I wonder if
You're already getting it. Anyone who's got ABS brakes.
Okay. Well, how about this? If you drive an automatic car and you've got the option to shift gears, right, manually, do you actually ever do it? Lately I've been dailying a car. I borrowed a car that has that system.
Yes.
And why? What, do you really use it? Okay, sometimes I'm going down a big hill. Oh, there it is in third. Look, I saved some brake pad.
If it existed, people will use it.
You reckon?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Anyway.
If it exists, see, that's the thing. It's like people want choice. And once that choice becomes embedded in the psyche of people enough, it actually becomes the default option that it's on and you've got to flick it off. So cars will be autonomous unless you don't want them on, and then you enter your little PIN code, and then it's like not autonomous
But what
anymore.
if you're a crap driver because you don't practice it because you never drive, and then old mates who's been autonomously driving for 15 years gets in and goes, here's a nice road, bang.
But that's the same as like, you know, it's like we went from horses to cars. How many people know how to ride horses now? Like not many. You know, like as technology changes, we adapt to what's required. And in a sense, it does dumb down our senses, because if you think about what's required to ride a horse, you think about the balance, like the core strength and the ability. You don't need that in a car now.
Buns of steel.
You just get in there and just press the button.
You don't
go.
need buns of steel in a car, that's certain. But what's actually happening that's kind of interesting is that a lot of these kind of commercial vehicles, so we're talking trucks, delivery vehicles, even stuff like forklifts, they're going to be autonomous too. And that's where it starts to come into like, you know, what happens to people's jobs and all this kind of crazy hype about it. But realistically, those trucks and those machines can be running 24/7, which if you look at any kind of futuristic movie, that's what's in it.
Aren't boats doing that already? Aren't planes doing that already?
It's actually already happened, but their ability to navigate the world with people and other people driving stuff, and there's some statistics saying that I think the year 2020 to 2036, that 15 or 16 years or whatever that is going to be the real test, because by that time there's technology everywhere, the autonomous cars are everywhere. But people are still driving. So how do those worlds mix together? Do the cars talk to each other? Do they talk to the infrastructure? And then, for example, if two cars are careening, the computer knows they're going to crash. Who dies?
They're important questions, Mum.
So
last night I watched that movie you told me to watch, Logan, that X-Men thing.
That's got autonomous truck in it.
That's what I'm talking about. So it's a really cool scene where there's these semi-truck trailers and no truck on the front of it. It's really weird to see. And also there was no machine, which means they must be hub-driven motors. Did you notice? Like there's no machine pulling or pushing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, in other news, the Mini, the V16B Type R Civic engine is in the Mini and it works. I took it for its first drive last week and that video went up last week. As we've mentioned before, obviously that's not on this channel, that's on the other show that we make that some of you have heard of and some of you don't even watch. A lot of people's girlfriends, they don't care for the other thing, they only watch this. They watch for the fanking and the food. Anyways,
that's all you need in life, really.
But as we have mentioned before, people are seeing that pretty much happen in real time. So that video I think was shot on Monday, Tuesday, can't remember exactly, then edited over the next couple of days, and then it came out on, was it Thursday or Friday? Can't remember. Anyway, so it's pretty much happening in real time. The car is great, it works. There's still a few things that have to be done, like that was the first drive, and it highlights a couple of things that need to be done. We'll be exploring them, or we won't be at some stage in the future, depending on what other projects are happening. But the car is great, and it works, and a massive shout out to Miles, and a quick shout out to anyone who's a mechanic out there. Anyone who's an actual, real, legit, trained mechanic that's gone to their study, done their apprenticeship, because you, unlike us, are actually responsible for the lives of many, many people and their families. It's a hard job, often underpaid, often not really celebrated or appreciated that much. A dirty job, hard on your body. So we would like to say, if you're a mechanic, we give you the Mighty Car Mods thumbs up of approval. Are you ready, Martin? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Is that the news for today, Martin?
That is the news.
All right, let's kick it into 1, 2, 3. We say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Is that even legal? This week in Is That Even Legal, we're on our way to Norway.
Awesome.
And apparently in Norway, if your car breaks down, and apparently they do quite a bit, you must paint a red triangle on it.
Paint it.
Assemble a red triangle and attach it to your car.
They come with triangles in the boot. I've heard about people driving across from the UK into France having to have issues because they have to have a triangle with them.
Oh, it's like a thing.
It's a France kit. I think you have to have a first aid kit and a triangle. People will tell me if I'm wrong.
And a menage a trois and a snail.
That. And you got to go across, and when you go in the tunnel, you got to make sure you've got your France kit with you.
Really?
Yeah, triangle included.
So there it is. In Norway, you must have a triangle prescribed on your broken down car when you leave it there. Another interesting thing about them is that there's a levy put on bottles, and when you return your bottle, you get the levy back. And a lot of people find that incredibly strange. We've had that in Australia for years and years and years. 5 cents for cans, or 10 cents depending on if you're in South Australia. I think it's slightly different. What that meant was, when we were kids, you used to go out and you could collect cans off the ground, put them in a big garbage bag, 5 cents a can, 20 cents is $1. For $1, you get 2 games of Street Fighter 2 and half a Chico roll. Like, it's absolutely amazing.
I had a funny experience once where we were doing like a national car meetup. So people from all over Australia went with all their Subarus or whatever. Sounds exciting, huh? Come on, man. Anyway, I noticed that 1 or 2 of the guys, every time someone put down a beer or a drink or a Coke can,
they would steal it because they were dodgy Subaru
and then it went into the boot of this car, and I remember seeing the boot of this car, and it was completely packed full of bottles and cans. I'm like, what is going on? They're like, driving back to Adelaide.
Oh, they're taking it to South Australia to get double the rebate.
$100 worth of cans and bottles, which in Adelaide you wouldn't see any on the road or like anywhere because people are keeping them.
Yeah.
But in Sydney and Melbourne and whatever, people are like, oh, whatever, chuck it in the recycling.
It's great for litter. It's great for recycling. There's an incentive. That's what people need. Yeah. People talk about, how do you change the world? How do you change the way people act? You give them an incentive so that they personally feel like they're getting some value.
Well, if our system's
like you're doing something for the planet plus getting some money.
If our system's based on money, then that would be the easiest way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if that's the way you frame your existence and make silly clickbaiting videos, then well done to you, you bastards. Let's move on to weird stuff off the internet. Of course, every week the Unicorn delivers something to us from the interballs, and this week, Martin, we've got something from Gucheng Shizhuang.
Gucheng.
Do they have YouTube in China?
No.
Okay.
Don't believe so. Or it's blocked, or they have a different thing.
Oh, no, it's got a different name. It's like a similar thing, but it's different. Anyway, so we have this delivery from Gucheng Shizhuang. Here it is, Martin. What could it be? There you go.
Oh.
You have a look at that. I'm going to have a look at this. I'm going to see what paperwork we got with
Bubble
it.
wrap.
Here we go, Martin. It's being sent to Australia. And, here it is. Very exciting.
Ooh, hello.
What have we got, Martin?
You got a flange.
That's very little, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that, Martin.
A metal. That's interesting. I haven't seen that before. It's like just a thick metal gasket thing. It's like 1 millimetre thick. You got 2 of them. 2 flanges.
That's right, Martin. Now, hopefully, are there some fittings in there as well?
That looks like some kind of oil
feed.
That looks
water
could
line.
Also be an oil feed too, maybe. Oh, and you got bolts.
There you go.
Hex-headed bolts.
who knows what will happen with that? But thank you, Unicorn. And now, Martin, we move on to the next segment of this incredible web series.
That was good.
This is My Crap Car.
My Crap Car is an opportunity for you, the people, to show us your, and the rest of the interballs, your crap car. So basically the idea is you send in a submission, put it on YouTube, unlisted, whatever. You got to say, hi Unicorn Circuit, this is my crap car. Try and film it landscape. Don't worry about putting any music on or anything, and just walk us through your crap car. The crapper the better, we're interested to see what you got. This week we're looking at a Cadillac.
Martin, and it would seem that his car gets a little bit horny when the weather gets cold.
Yeah.
Which is strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
But we're going to be seeing the inside of a deluxe vehicle. We've got some V8 power, and from what I understand, some incredible burnouts.
Just show the people. That's exactly what they're going to see, right? Wait.
Yeah, wait.
Drops. You'll never believe the size of this burnout.
Biggest burnout ever. Then cops.
Caddy does burnout.
Barn find $1 million sale price.
Illegal shed burnout in Cadillac.
Neighbour gets angry after smoke out his yard.
Modified V8 burnout.
Condoms found under rear seat. Hold on, that was one of our videos.
Just roll a bit.
Hello, Unicorn Circuit. This is my crap car. This is a 1970s land yacht that I bought a few months ago. And let me show you why that may not have been the best idea. Under the hood we have a 425 cubic inch V8 that puts out a whopping 180 horsepower. Being 7,000 pounds, that means that it pretty much barely moves and gets about 2 gallons to the mile. The outside of the car, we see that it has one hubcap left. Most of the trim is gone. The beautiful Cadillac ride has been ruined by some load assist shocks that someone put in. Pretty much hard as rock now. The trunk doesn't really close. It rattles as you go down the road. And it also doesn't open since the lock mechanism has been broken. The beautiful vinyl top that these cars came with, at least I like them, has been replaced with horrible brushed on paint and is now rusting through. Moving on to the inside of the car, you can see that the door handle's falling off. Most of the weather stripping is gone, so lots of wind noise. The heater system that only blows cold in the winter and hot in the summer is really handy. The windshield leaks, unfortunately, and it leaks right onto the steering wheel. So at night when it freezes, that ice pushes on the horn button and you wake up to a blasting horn. So that's my crap car. I still love it. I still drive it every day. Let's start this up and see if it'll do a burnout.
So there it is. It all built up to absolutely nothing.
I saw a whole lot of snow, man. I feel kind of sorry for cars that live in snow. It must be real tough on them, hey?
I mean, because you got the salt, you got the snow.
Moisture everywhere, rust.
And things everywhere. I mean, thank you. It was a great video. I was just saying it was a build up to the burnout that didn't happen. But we've all experienced something like that.
But you clicked on it anyway, right?
Well, they didn't have to click because they were already watching.
Ah.
It's if we framed this whole video as biggest burnout on the internet.
I think we need to do that.
Really? No, maybe what
Because then they get a whole 40-minute unicorn circuit. waiting for the burnout. Then the burnout doesn't even happen.
Maybe to prove our point, the thumbnail for this video should be the thumbnail of you and me getting pulled over by the police, and the video should just be called "Pulled Over by the Police."
But then we join them.
Well, we circle the spiral of turd.
That's grey.
Yeah,
very grey.
I don't think we should do it.
No,
but if we have done it, then we did it. But we'll see. Anyway, Martin, what's next?
I have no idea.
All right, it's Fank of the Week. Of course, fanking is the delightful art of recontextualising a product's name by taking a photo of it down near your crotch. And this week, it was brought to our attention that fanking actually made its way into an international newspaper of some repute or disrepute, and they actually wrote a how-to fanking guide. It was pretty lame. You know, like when people go, "Oh, you want to be planking or whatever it is, here's how to do it."
Oh, planking. Planking used to be a thing, and you just planked in a random spot, and then you did a Harlem Shake somewhere.
Yeah.
And then all these things have come and gone.
Yes.
And maybe fanking's already gone.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But
Not
we
today,
will hang
though.
on to it. We will hang on. So thank you, of course, for all your fanking. The fanking page has hit over 15,000 fankers, so thank on my fanking buddies. And Martin, let's just get right into it. Boom. What do we got?
Bing, 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 bing.
Nut butt filled.
Well done.
What's that, Martin? It's a Click Bar.
I reckon that's one of those
Like a
protein things for when you're riding
thing.
a bike and you eat the thing.
Face balls.
Face balls.
Well done.
Squeaky face balls.
Good job. Beat it. Beat it white, Martin.
Michael Jackson.
Is that beetroot juice?
Yes.
We don't have that here in Australia, do we?
Oh, you could probably make beetroot juice out of the beetroots that we have in Australia.
You could, but you can't get it like that. I was in New Zealand once, and
You can get it, but not in that box.
Can you really? I've never seen it before. I was in New Zealand and I asked for a beetroot and orange juice. They got some oranges and they put them in the machine, and then they got a can of beetroot.
Ooh.
And canned beetroot has been vinegarized and salted.
Ooh.
And they gave it to me. It tasted like secondhand vomit. Martin, shake, squeeze and squirt.
From Pizza Hut.
We used to have Pizza Huts here.
We still do somewhere.
Do it? I
Not
think
actual
in Queensland,
like,
don't they?
restaurants.
In Queensland, is it?
You can still get like delivery and takeaway and stuff.
Can you?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought they went
They're
bust.
like $5 pizzas. All of a sudden, isn't it weird how those pizzas used to be like $19.95 for a pizza back in the 90s or whatever, and now that was like double the hourly standard rate, and now that same pizza is like $4.95.
It's
changed?
crazy. And apparently their profits went right up. I have had no involvement with Pizza Hut, but I have written the music for many Domino's TV commercials. That's a fact. Something I'm pretty proud of for my CV. Here we go, Martin.
Dongs.
Dongs. Boom. Stomp on it.
Stomp on the dong?
I don't know. Martin, that's a grinder tube.
I think that's a combination of two different things.
A grinder and a tube.
Yeah.
It's a grinder attached to a tube. Anyway. Martin, that's mini roll massive joy. It's wide though, isn't it?
Very
it's
possible.
small, but it's wide.
That's very possible. No one should ever discount that.
Martin, that's a nutty royale.
I want to eat it. Do you want to eat it?
I do want to eat it. Is a nutty royale what we call a drumstick or a cornetto?
Yeah, probably.
It's basically a cone with ice cream and nuts and juice on the top.
Pet products, fat balls for your wild birds.
The people at Hoj Pet Productions sat around and went, the market needs this thing, and that's what we'll call it. And they made it, and now it's for sale.
That's £1.
And it's only £1, which is about $3 Australian, isn't it?
Something like that.
What is it? Please tell us. Someone get in touch if you're from Hoj Pet Productions. We'd love to hear about what this is and the history of how that product came to be. Bonin.
Nice.
Straight up. What is that,
The
Martin?
motion sickness.
Well done. Well done. When the tagline of the product actually is associated with the Fank, that's
even better.
just double.
That's
just
fantastic.
great. Well done.
What? This was legitimately on the Fanking page. You didn't just grab this from somewhere.
No.
Is that you?
No, that's not me. It's the junk in the trunk is what they're saying. That's just the cover of Roadkill magazine. And Martin, it appears you and I are on the front of it.
We are.
With some other
I'm
gentlemen.
showing a lot of leg in that picture.
Are you?
Yeah.
You show us your hands. Anyway, that's a good photo. I remember taking that photo. The photographer took a few photos and we're like, why'd you take a few? That's why, because that looks good. And he's a professional. Here we go, Martin. Lawless jerk. Living on the fringe of society.
What's going on with the picture? Is
Um,
that a blindfold?
yes.
Okay.
It's a blindfolded lawless jerk. Which some people are probably into that.
In case you didn't get it the first time.
That's two different pronunciations of the same word, is that correct?
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of cock soup lately, and I think you and I should try it.
What about the sporty rooster, Le Coq Sportif?
Oh yeah?
Like, they just spell it with a C-O-Q like it's a totally different thing. But this is proof that the coq sportif is just the cock sportif,
Okay.
isn't it?
I've never seen this in Australia, but if I can get my hands on some of this cock, will you drink it?
Is that cock soup?
Yes.
Will I drink cock soup? I don't know.
Will you try it?
Maybe if it's in front of me and I can smell it first.
All right, we're going to try and get some cock soup on the show. If we can't get it, we might have to do a call out so you guys buy some, because I've never seen cock soup in Australia.
No.
They wouldn't even allow something with that name in Australia, I don't reckon.
I don't know. Probably not.
Would they? That's... Anyway, here we go. Martin, impregnation spray.
It says on the can what it does.
Well done. That's some truth in
That's good.
advertising, isn't it? Martin, bust a nut. That has multiple meanings, doesn't it?
I think so. You get a macadamia and you put it in the little squeezy thing and it busts.
Yeah. I reckon if people probably go on Urban Dictionary, it has like a different name. Fanking has made its way onto Urban Dictionary.
Has it?
Fanking's in there, and so you can have a look. So anyone who's one of the OG Fanksters, OG gangsters, original gangster Fanksters,
Yep.
any one of the OG Fanksters who was part of this incredible social movement, you've now made it, to the pinnacle of the internet's pyramid of discovery and heightened brilliance of your own personification.
Are we up to Fank of the Week yet?
Martin, I think this is now Fank of the Week. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Martin, give us one of your amazing drum rolls again, mate. Cock soup.
Hey!
Well done. It's Caribbean Dreams.
The Caribbean Dream.
It's Jamaica's cock soup. Well done. That looks delicious. Look at the cock's balls. Check that out.
does have
It's
some-
amazing.
Rather fortitudinal.
We would love to see your cocks, your cock soup, and other. We'd love to see your. We would love to.
Get on the Facebook
Yes, we'd love to
page
see
for
your
Fanking.
cock soup and other fankings is what
Yes.
I meant, and other
Facebook
balls.
Fanking Daily.
Facebook.com/Fanking Daily. Send in your thanks. Some are too rude to go on the show, but others are there. We'd love to see your cock soup, your fanking balls, your chocolate mistress, and all the other strange products that we've seen. So there it is, Martin. Let's kick it into my town.
My Town is your opportunity to show us and the rest of the interballs your town. Bonus points for showing landmarks, bonus points for showing the best and worst things your town has to offer, bonus points if you live somewhere completely random and unusual, but we'll take the usual as well. Please film your My Towns in landscape, don't put music on it, say hi Unicorn Circuit, this is my town, and take us with you. And there's been some awesome submissions.
There has been.
Regularly awesome submissions. A couple that have doubled up. We're getting quite a few from Russia. Remember we called out and said we want some from Russia?
Yes.
We're getting a couple of different ones from Russia, which is pretty cool.
Right. And now we're kicking it to Norway. Is that correct?
I believe so.
And if it's not, then it's not. But if it is, then it is.
My name is Martin Haber, and this is my town. I'm from this little place called Nora og Uvdal kommune in Norway. This is my 1999 Audi A6 Quattro 1.8 Turbo. Got some Magical mods on there with a pop filter and some extra lights and xenon DUI xenon kits. It's an okay car. Quattro, snow, that's fun. The big building you see there, that's our water power plant. It's what this little town is known for. The town is really big in our area, but we only have 2,500 people living here. Let me show you the rest of the town. Yeah, and also, my car has just half the exhaust. It sounds mean. Woohoo! Some drifting. This is the road to my grandparents' place. This is how most of the roads up here are. See, we got some snow here, so I'm gonna drift a bit. Marty. This is my grandparents' house, and it's not as cold as Russia, but we got minus 12 degrees here, Celsius. So yeah. So I'm here at my work, driving ski lift. So thank you guys. That was my town. I hope you enjoyed it, and welcome to Norway. I hope you will visit sometime.
So there it is. We would love to hear from you. Please send your submissions to mytown@theunicorncircuit.com. It's flashing up now on your screen. There it is. Let's kick it into Random Eat Bag. Of course, every week we eat some food so we can expand our brain holes into the universe. Some people say that your brain changes your actions. Other people say your action changes your brain. And due to the plasticity of our brains and the nature of it regrowing and reforming itself, we eat some new food so that our brain goes, haven't had that before, and then grows some new neurons that like makes us work on the other bits of our lives like cars a bit better.
Does that mean your brain is essentially a 3D printer?
It is. Yep.
Or plasticity is in it can move stuff around that's already there?
It can regrow itself. People used to believe you had the intelligence you were born with. It's since been proven wrong. I highly recommend you read a book like The Brain That Changes Itself or The Brain That Heals Itself. It's a brain with a flower growing out of it. Plasticity of the brain, Martin, it's incredible. And I'm not even going to pretend to know much about it.
Now, this week on Unicorn Food Taste of Magic, there's a reason that I'm holding this because I took this bag home.
Did you?
And I put something in it.
Did you?
I did. So a good friend of ours has this awesome show where he cooks stuff.
Yes.
Do you know the show I mean?
Yes, I do.
And I was watching one of his videos and I got totally inspired. I also happened to
Have you been cooking?
Yeah, I know. I also happened to remove all the chocolate from my house. Remember how last year we were talking on the Yukon circuit how I quit
Looks
chocolate?
like you.
Do you remember how
Smells like you.
Do you remember how I quit chocolate?
Tastes like you.
Do you remember how I quit chocolate?
I do remember how you
cool.
quit
Well,
chocolate. It's so annoying.
I started back up on my chocolate thing, but I thought, how can I split the difference? And the answer was to take chocolate out of the house. But then you still have chocolate when you're like, hey, I'm out and you can have a mad dessert and whatever. But just to smash it in your own house is a bit pointless. But the other night I got desperate and I'm like, I want to make something out of chocolate. And then I watched our mate Gregory's video and I'm like, I can do that, except I didn't have any of the ingredients. So I made them different. But this looks a little bit like a brown version of what you'd see on Breaking Bad. But that...
Say a brown version of what you see sliding down the side of a toilet.
That is a baked almond that's been caramelized, covered in melted chocolate, and then powdered with icing sugar and dark chocolate.
And
as
you
well.
just made 2 of them. That's really cute.
No,
man.
I made lots, but I might have eaten some of them. But I have a theory that cooking this kind of stuff is exactly like welding aluminium. If you can weld aluminium, you can make these. Do you want to hear why, or is that too boring?
No, I would. No one else wants to know, but I do.
Okay, so welding aluminium, there's a lot of things you've got to take into account, right? You've got to make sure everything's clean. You've got to make sure you've got the right size of metal. You've got to make sure that you've prepped it properly. You've also got to manage heat. And when you're cooking like confectionery stuff, if your sugar goes from like 2 degrees to too hot or too cold, it won't do what you want it to do. Like it'll caramelize or crystallize in a different way. And it's so much like when you're welding a bit of aluminium and you've got it on a hot plate and you're putting heat into it, and then it reaches its threshold where there's too much heat and it just obliterates. Otherwise, you get this perfect temperature thing. Making candies and stuff is the exact same.
I haven't seen you so excited about like anything other than that last crappy car that we bought.
I just like welding and I like making stuff out of chocolate.
So you made it.
Yeah, I made it.
Well done, Martin.
So
I'm gonna have a
if
bite.
there's no more unicorn circuits after this, or 2 other people just randomly... Oh, look at the inside.
That's incredible. There's nuts and like caramel and crunchy things in there.
Oh, not good
You
for
made
your
it.
teeth. Not good for your teeth.
That's the best sweet treat
Oh.
I've ever consumed.
Not bad. I made it with almonds because it didn't have any peanuts. You're supposed to use peanuts.
No. Almonds dominate peanuts anyway. Peanuts are a cheap-ass version of an almond. Thank you for watching the Unicorn Circuit.
And on that-
That's delicious. And on that, thank you for watching. If people are putting up things and it's not actually what's in the thing, you can tell them so. Actually, Martin, when I was talking about the people that don't actually do things, Roadkill don't either. Roadkill go, we did a wheelie in this car, and then they do.
Yeah. Top Gear says, we drove Lamborghinis around France, and then they do.
Yeah.
What's that new one? The Grand The tour.
The Grand Tour.
That one.
I haven't seen it yet.
They like, we're going to South Africa to do some stuff, and then they're in South Africa.
Has everyone seen it? Did everyone torrent it? That's what happened this week
Oh!
in the news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
I'm gonna eat this while you tell them.
Breaking news, dumb people.
Oh,
Is that right, Mun?
pretty good, hey.
Mun, tell me what you saw.
Hang on, just listen out. You enjoying it still?
Yeah, it's great.
Still cooking away? So,
We make this other show.
we made this other show that some of you watch, not all of you, because
Mighty Car Mods.
some of your girlfriends watch this and not Mighty Car Mods or whatever he said before. But what happened is, that show went on Discovery Channel all over the world, which is really cool. It's in America on Velocity, it's in Europe, it's in Asia Pacific.
Middle
which is
East,
great.
Africa, Australia, New Zealand.
Okay,
It's on a TV
So
near
these
you.
are slightly recut versions of episodes that we already made that Discovery went, these are great stories, we want to show them, we want to put them out of things. So Key to the City, Turbos and Temples, Budget Street Cred, a couple of other episodes
Max, yeah.
got sort of turned into your typical TV hour and put on TV.
Yeah.
Great. Next minute,
They're still on the intervals though.
Google alert comes up where it's like, here's what's happening this week with Mighty Car Mods. And it's just like 4 pages of torrent sites. And I was like, so you're torrenting videos
Off the TV.
off the TV. Okay, so it's gone internet, TV, torrented back from TV to put back on the internet to be illegally downloaded. I was like, why? And I realised it's probably robots doing it. There might be people who don't realise it's on the internet because they just want to be like, I'm the #1 torrent uploader, and so they uploaded it, not realising that they could have always just watched it for free.
It makes no sense, Martin.
It's bizarre. But that's the internet, isn't it? Constantly
The
changing.
funny thing is though, because our show is free, well certainly our version of it was made to be free, it's probably a concern for the networks, but it's less of a concern to me that people are torrenting it because it was free anyway. But why would they do it? It makes no sense. It's like someone going, cock soup's free! And then someone stealing one. Like putting it in their pocket and all getting sneaky 5-finger discount as they go out the local Aldi. See you later, guys.